With profound, humble gratitude and love to all venerated enlightened masters, we bow to the Almighty in soulful gratefulness for gifting us with their holy blessed presence. May all beings be awakened by their divine grace.
Part 1 of 4.
Etc.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses, no more hurting, no more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Duty is that which is due to humanity, to our fellow men, neighbours, family, and especially that which we owe to all those who are poorer and more helpless than we are ourselves. Please continue watching for more wisdom of Theosophy.
O Gaza, all lands belong to the Lord, not any grabber. Live in love with your neighbors, not die in horror.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan.
Animals are not food, period. We don't need to breed, confine, exploit, and kill our fellow earthlings to live long, happy, and healthy lives. I've been vegan since birth and I'm thriving and will be doing this for the rest of my time on this planet. No animals are going to die for me to live. Serena Farb, vegan.
Sviege Breniskagiskatitae means hello wonderful viewers in Latvian. I am Ralph. The benevolent Latvians have a deep connection with nature and the forest and wish that we quickly come to recognize God's magnificence and splendor in every aspect of our daily existence. Welcome to Altruism and Spiritual Development from Theosophy's Sacred Teachings in The Key to Theosophy, Part 1 of 2 on Words of Wisdom. Madame Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, vegetarian, was born in 1831 into a noble family in Ukraine or Urane. As a child, young Helena displayed a gift for clairvoyance as well as an interest in metaphysical phenomena. Years later, she traveled throughout Europe, the Middle East, and India, studying with various teachers and Sufi saints. Following the guidance of an Indian yogi named Mahatma Maurya, vegetarian, Madame Blavatsky co-founded the Theosophical Society. Theosophy, meaning divine wisdom, refers to knowledge that comes through spiritual experience rather than intellectual understanding alone. The Theosophical Society is dedicated to uplifting humanity through a realization of the oneness of life and the wisdom underlying all religions. Madame Blavatsky wrote several important books on Theosophy, including Isis Unveiled, The Secret Doctrine, The Key to Theosophy, and The Voice of the Silence. The Key to Theosophy unlocks the door that leads to a deeper study of Theosophy. In contrast to other Theosophy volumes, it is written in simple explanatory language. Readers are thus able to more easily understand its fundamental principles.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Lithuania is one of them. Lithuania, law on the care, keeping and use of animals. Cruel treatment and torture of animal people or any direct or indirect instigation of violence against animal persons is prohibited. Examples include deliberately making animal folk stray or homeless, failing to provide veterinary assistance where needed, staging animal individual fights, and providing insufficient amounts of food or water. Sanctions including taking the animal person away from the violator and/or administrative and criminal liability. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Today, on Words of Wisdom, we invite you to join us for excerpts from The Key to Theosophy. What is practical theosophy? Duty. The inquirer questioned, why, then, the need for rebirths, since all alike fail to secure a permanent peace? The Theosophists responded, because the final goal cannot be reached in any way but through life experiences, and because the bulk of these consist in pain and suffering. It is only through the latter that we can learn. Joys and pleasures teach us nothing. They are evanescent and can only bring in the long run satiety. Moreover, our constant failure to find any permanent satisfaction in life which would meet the wants of our higher nature shows us plainly that those wants can be met only on their own plane, to wit, the spiritual. The enquirer asked further, is the natural result of this a desire to quit life by one means or another? The Theosophist replied, if you mean by such desire suicide, then I say, most decidedly not. Such a result can never be a natural one, but is ever due to a morbid brain disease, or to most decided and strong materialistic views. It is the worst of crimes and dire in its results. But if by desire you mean simply aspiration to reach spiritual existence, not a wish to quit the earth, then I would call it a very natural desire indeed. Otherwise, voluntary death would be an abandonment of our present post and of the duties incumbent on us, as well as an attempt to shirk karmic responsibilities, and thus involve the creation of new karma. The enquirer questioned, but if actions on the material plane are unsatisfying, why should duties, which are such actions, be imperative? The Theosophist explained, first of all, because our philosophy teaches us that the object of doing our duties to all men and to ourselves the last is not the attainment of personal happiness, but of the happiness of others, the fulfillment of right for the sake of right, not for what it may bring us. Happiness, or rather contentment, may indeed follow the performance of duty, but is not and must not be the motive for it. The enquirer asked, what do you understand precisely by duty in theosophy? It cannot be the Christian duties preached by Jesus and his apostles. The Theosophist answered, you are once more mistaken. What you call Christian duties were inculcated by every great moral and religious reformer, ages before the Christian era. All that was great, generous, heroic, was, in days of old, not only talked about and preached from pulpits as in our own time, but acted upon sometimes by whole nations. The history of the Buddhist reform is full of the most noble and most heroically unselfish acts. Be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another. Love as brethren. Be pitiful. Be courteous, not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing. but contrariwise, blessing was practically carried out by the followers of Buddha several centuries before Peter. The ethics of Christianity are grand, no doubt, but as undeniably they are not new and have originated as pagan, non-Christian traditions duties. The inquirer questioned, and how would you define these duties or duty in general, as you understand the term? The Theosophy clarified, duty is that which is due to humanity, to our fellow men, neighbors, family, and especially that which we owe to all those who are poorer and more helpless than we are ourselves. This is a debt which, if left unpaid during life, leaves us spiritually insolvent and morally bankrupt in our next incarnation. Theosophy is the quintessence of duty. Those who practice their duty towards all and for duty's own sake are few, and fewer still are those who perform that duty, remaining content with the satisfaction of their own secret consciousness. It is the public voice, or praise that honors virtue and rewards it, which is ever uppermost in the minds of the world-renowned philanthropists. Modern ethics are beautiful to read about and hear discussed, but what are words unless converted into actions?
Be veg now. God gives us all free will to choose between good and evil, in gladness and woe. Please give others only gladness. The woe we spell as in who?
Finally, if you ask me how we understand theosophical duty practically, and in a view of karma, I may answer you that our duty is to drink without a murmur to the last drop whatever contents the cup of life may have in store for us, to pluck the roses of life only for the fragrance they may shed on others, and to be ourselves content but with the thorns, if that fragrance cannot be enjoyed without depriving someone else of it. The inquirer inquired, what do you consider as due to humanity at large? The Theosophist retorted, full recognition of equal rights and privileges for all, and without distinction of race, color, social position, or birth. The inquirer continued asking, when would you consider such due not given? The Theosophist replied, when there is the slightest invasion of another's right, be that other a man or a nation, when there is any failure to show him the same justice, kindness, consideration, or mercy which we desire for ourselves. For more information, please visit Project Gutenberg or gutenberg.org.
Vegan, how else to show that we are the children of God?
Glorious viewers, it was a pleasure to have your company for today's Words of Wisdom. Please join us again tomorrow for Altruism and Spiritual Development from Theosophy's Sacred Teachings in The Key to Theosophy, Part 2 of 2. Coming up next is Egypt's former First Lady, Dr. Jihan Sadat, champion for peace and equality, right after noteworthy news. May you continue safeguarding all living beings with the precious and loving heart bestowed upon you by God.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/WOW.
Acara kami menyediakan banyak bahasa. Silakan lihat suprememastertv.com/schedule dan suprememastertv.com/WOW.
If your children killed or maimed in war, you'll be in anguish. Others' children are dying in your war. Stop it now. You know what should be for them.
Владимир Путин обращается к вам, дети Украины. Отзовите свои войска.